Hi, this is Rico Figliolini, host of Peachtree Corners Life, and this is the show that talks about everything about Peachtree Corners. We have a special guest tonight from the Wesleyan Artist Market. I'll introduce them shortly, but in the meantime, first, let me introduce our sponsor for this show, along with the family podcast that I do, and that's Hargrave Fiber. They're a Southeast regional company that provides internet connectivity to a variety of businesses, whether you're small or enterprise size, and they provide the tools to keep you working, whether you're remote or in office or you're hybrid employment. The tools to keep you working and doing the right thing out there on the net. So check them out, hargravefiber.com or hargrave.com if you'd like. And thank you guys for supporting us. So we have two special guests. Been one of them is 4 year veteran of the artist market, and the other one's a newbie, if you will, first year on the market. Both talented students of the artist market, and this is what tonight's show is about. So we're going to be interviewing them. Let me bring them on, and we have Kate Adent and Dane Scott. Hi guys, thanks for showing up. Appreciate you being with me.
Thank you for having us.
Sure. So, um, Kate has the work that she does is calligraphy and photography, and we'll get into that. And Dane Scott, do I have the names right? Yes, Dane Scott. Yes, cool. This is what happens during these shows. So Dane is an artist that does a variety of things, along with sticker art, graphics. So what I want to do is I want to bring them on individually for a minute to talk a little bit about who they are and what they do. So let's have Dane Scott on first, and you tell us a little bit about yourself, Dane.
Thank you very much for having me tonight. My
Sure.
name is Dane Scott. I'm in ninth grade. I'm almost 16 years old, and I will be participating in this year's Wesleyan Artist Market.
So tell us also a little bit about, what do you do at school? What's your activities a little bit like? Um, how's Wesleyan as far as an environment like that?
Wesleyan is a great and fantastic environment. I love all my friends there. We have really deep spiritual connections, and I honestly enjoy every moment there. I participate in a couple of after school activities. I actually participated in marching band in the summer and fall, and then I now participate in mock trial.
Oh, mock trials. Cool. That's great. Um, and tell us just give us an idea of the type of work you do artistically.
Artistically, I love using programs such as Illustrator and sometimes a little bit of Photoshop to just express my art. I used to use tactile art such as Posca paint pens, which are acrylic paint pens, and I used to draw on basically everything. I would draw on my drum heads, I would draw on phone cases, I would draw on mint tins even for Altoids, and um, I express my art that way, but found other ways to express my art, and I find it easier to create art and to make new products and images using Illustrator.
And you were telling me a little bit before the show that one of your inspirations came from Vex. Tell us who that is and what inspired you uh, from him.
Yes, sir. Vex, as far as I understand, is a Swedish artist who he does a lot of fun, really fun cartoon work, tons of colors, and a lot of people are inspired by him. I follow him on my social media platform, and um, I originally got inspired about a year ago to this date. I got inspired by him, and I wanted to, you know, give a twist of my creativity to his art. So I started drawing and practicing doodling and drawing like he did. I watched tons of his videos about how to doodle and creative thinking process, and I managed to express my creativity that way.
Excellent. We're going to be showing some of his artwork a little later in this podcast. So if you're listening to this, please check out our video. But let me also bring on now Kate Adent into the show too. Hey, Kate, thanks for
Hey,
waiting in the wings.
yes, thank you for having me.
Sure. So tell us also a little bit about yourself, the same way that Dane was able to talk about his experience and what he does. I know you do softball also, so tell us a bit about
Yes,
your
sir.
experience.
Yes, so I'm a sophomore at Wesleyan. Like you said, I've done the market for a few years now. I play softball and I used to play lacrosse, but that's over. Um, but yes, so like Dane was saying, I use a lot of Photoshop and Illustrator and InDesign
Hmm.
for my art. And when I do my calligraphy, I've started using an iPad, so I use Procreate, which has really just made it easier for me to get custom work out faster. So that's been super helpful for me. And I've also, oh, sorry, were you going to say
No, no,
something?
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I've also been into photography a lot recently, so I use Lightroom to edit those photos. So
Right. So as far as inspiration, I mean, I know that Dane had Vex inspire him. Um, where do you find your inspiration to do some of the artwork or calligraphy that you do even?
Honestly, just like influencers that I follow on Instagram, a lot of different calligraphy accounts. That's
Mhm.
how I found out about Procreate. And I have a lot of friends at my church that do stuff like I do, so I've been able to learn from them a lot.
Interesting what you said before about doing, it sounds like commission work is what you do
Yes, sir.
also. That's kind of,
Yes.
so, and you even, so when someone, what's the typical commission work that someone would want from Kate Aiken?
Well, I've done work for like weddings. I've addressed wedding invitations, a lot of special events like signs. And my brother got married recently, so I
Hmm.
was actually able to design and produce all of his, like all of the paper needs, like signage, menus, invitations, everything for that.
Nice.
So just stuff
And,
like that.
and when you do, so people actually, you've actually set up a website of your own. Not only can you, can anyone here find your work at Wesleyan Artist Market's soon to be opened Virtual Artist Market, but they can also come to your website, right? To buy
Yes, sir.
art. Cool.
Yes.
And what's that website address?
KatePrince.com.
Cool. So, and if they wanted to buy specific custom commission work, they can do that through that site with you.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. So let's let's do a little bit of show and tell here, and we'll start with you, Kate, first. So I'm going to bring on some pieces that you've done. So bear with me a second. Um, so some of the work that you sent me. So tell us. So obviously calligraphy is part of the market, right? Is
Yeah.
being sold at the market, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. So you want to tell me a little bit about this one? How this came?
Yes. So this was just a piece of commission work I did for a friend, just for her to give as a gift,
Hmm.
just a Bible verse for one of her friends.
Okay. And you have another one that let's do this one. Um,
Yes, I think there was a couple of those, just examples.
right. So there's another one there
Yes.
that you did that was also commission work, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir.
Right. And actually, you even have almost like a font library. Is this
Yes. So all of that was handwritten. Like I said, I do that in Procreate.
okay?
So that's actually a print that I have for sale on my website. So
And you're also putting. So if someone wanted to buy, let's say, a pen, here, let me get this one up. I'll show you. Where are we? Okay. Uh, hmm. Okay. Like that one. That's one of yours too, I think, right? All
yes, sir.
praise. So,
Yes.
so tell
So
us a little bit about that and what you're doing with this.
yes. So like about this time last year, I started my website, and for the most part, it was just like paper prints and stuff like that. So I wanted to add something else. And so, like I said, a person I follow on Instagram had started to make these flags.
Okay.
So I design like the writing on my computer, and then I print them out on my silhouette machine and
A
heat press
silhouette.
them, and yes, and they're all hand sewn. So
No,
those would be
so you
fun.
have a silhouette machine? That's cool.
Yes,
So so you're a maker in Peachtree Corners. That's
I am. Yes, sir.
and so the flower and that decorative portion of it, does that also come with the banner, or is that just part of the photography?
That was just part of the picture.
Okay. But anyone can commission these types of banners with you, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir. I've made a bunch of customs for people for different events and for gifts.
Okay, cool. And of course, we were talking before about photography as well, and you've done some photography work, it seems also.
Yes, sir.
Are you, is that also, again, I mean, is that commissionable too if you do photography, or is this
Yes,
more of,
sir. Yes,
okay,
it is.
yeah,
I've been doing some senior pictures recently.
was that?
Um, that's that. Yes, sir.
Very cool.
That's one of my friends from school. And then I've also been asked by the varsity baseball coach at Wesleyan to be the team photographer this year. So that's been super fun getting to do other stuff and to learn other things.
Excellent. Well, it's good to see the work that you're doing. And you know, you're young. Although this is your fourth year, has it changed from what you did the first year to what you're doing in the fourth year?
Yes, sir. So the first year I actually did the market with a friend, and we did monograms. This was in sixth grade. So with my silhouette like cutting machine, I made monograms and stickers and I sold those. But now I'm just doing more calligraphy type work.
Right. All right. Now let's bring on Dane. Dane, I want to be able to show some of your artwork also, and maybe you can give us a little explanation of some of the artwork that I'm going to be putting up here.
Awesome.
So give us some background on some of these pieces.
So this is this is my most recent piece that I've done, and um I I always start my process by outlining everything. So I take a black marker and Adobe Illustrator and I do all the lining for it, and then the next step
Hmm.
I create like the facial expression. So I create the lining of the character, and that little orange guy right there will be
Yeah.
totally blank. And I will come up with what I want the scene to be. So say I wanted it to be sad, I might have added a frowny face and the eyebrow to be lowered, and the cloud might be gray and crying or something like that. But in this case, I needed it to be a happy picture, like
Right.
most of my works. So I proceeded in that way, and it turned out as this.
Cool. Now, not a happy guy? A little different.
No, I have two of those styles. I actually have one with me right here. I have another one that I did in the similar style as that. It's a storm cloud with big angry eyeballs, eyebrows, and a lightning coming out of it. But anyway, in that cactus picture,
Right. Let's go
my
back to it. Hold on. Yeah, let's bring that one back. Tell us about that one.
in that cactus picture, I wanted some inspiration, so
Hmm.
I told my family to think of a random object, and my sister shouted out cactus. So I was like, oh, that'd be fun. So I drew that one afternoon after I did my homework, and it turned out like that.
Excellent. And the strawberry that I'm bringing on there?
The strawberry. So originally, before I started doing stickers, a big thing of mine was doing sliced up fruit. Like, not like I drew sliced up fruit,
Uh-huh.
and I thought it would be really cool to translate some of my original works into stickers. So I think I have maybe 5 fruits in my little sticker stockpile right here.
So, and you said earlier, I think while we were this was pre-show, you said you use Sticker Mule to be able to do this?
Yes, sir. I sent it over to the people at Sticker Mule, and they are really quick to respond. Most of my stickers I can get ordered within the first 8 hours. They approve it, they go through and do all your edits for you. It's fantastic.
Wow. And how long? What's like your normal order of stickers when you do that?
I usually purchase the stickers 10 at a time for about $9. So it's a really good price. You can look all over the web and other websites, they'll have it a little bit
Mhm.
higher or a little bit lower, but these are really good quality. They're waterproof, heat resistant. They're 3M, which means they're like super sticky, and they're, what a kayak sticker is?
No,
Where you
explain
can
that.
a kayak sticker, so basically, you can kayak in it, so it's super durable. It's really heavy grade, and it doesn't scratch it easily or wear easily.
Uh-huh.
And I actually have some on the back of my phone case right now for about 6 months, and they do not fall off like or scratch or wear anything. They're super durable and high quality.
Neat. It's funny because one of the companies I do work with, it's a media company, and they've been sending out stickers that they've made. I don't know where they're getting it from, but apparently laptop stickers is the big thing, right? Um, what about this one?
This is a pizza. This was actually the third design I ever made. I think the strawberry
Oh
was
wow.
the first. No, the strawberry was the second. This was the third design because I just like pizza and I thought that was a really fun, colorful design.
Cool. And this is the last one, right, in the series, or
Uh, yes, sir. So this was originally when I hit 100 followers on Instagram. I
right?
actually put this flaming pickle in the piece, and my dad's like, "Oh, that's a cool character. You should include that on the stickers." I'm like, "Yeah, I should." So I drew him in Adobe Illustrator, sent him off to Sticker Mule, and I got him about 7 days later. So,
Cool. So I'm going to bring us all three on at this point, and just want to be able to go a little further and just talk a little bit more about the Wesleyan Artist Market. So, how is that working as far as you being able to put your art on, and what's the process? So, if someone wants to buy your work, how would that work out? Who wants to go first?
I can go.
Sure, go ahead.
So as far as I understand, or as I know, it's a website that's going to go live day of market,
Right.
and anybody's just able to go on and shop through the different sites of different vendors that are all students. And
Hmm.
then there's going to be another section of like the professional artists that would normally be in market,
Right.
and you're just able to shop through there.
So now, if anyone has questions about your artwork, or if they want commission work because they like the sticker that you do, or they like the calligraphy that you're doing, or the banners, would they be able to reach you through that artist market as well? Imagine.
as far as I understand, the student artists, are not allowed to have our personal phone numbers. We are
Right.
allowed to have our social media accounts, however,
Sure.
and
Okay.
and a not a parent email. I think they will allow people to leave their comments and then forward those emails to us where we may respond, just to
Excellent.
add a little bit more security to the student operation of
Sure.
it.
Sure. And then, doing a virtual market is a lot different, right, than in person. So obviously, Dane doesn't know the in-person side of it, but Kate would. So how was the in-person part? Were you at the show also, showing your work when, like last year? Not last year, I guess
Yes,
the year before.
right. Yes. So it's super fun in person. You get to be there for like 3 days, and you have a booth that you set up with all your work. And since we're students, we
Right.
have to go to school during the day. So a parent would like man the booth
Okay.
and like make sales for you. But then right after school ends, you get to come for like the rest of, I think it's a Friday. And
Uh-huh.
then all day Saturday, the market's open. So you just get to talk to people, and it's super fun.
So
Could I comment on that real quick?
yeah, sure. Go ahead.
When my sister did the artist market last year, I showed up almost every day. It was super fun to come after school, do my homework. the atmosphere is great, and there's so many talented artists there as well. So it's really
Did,
really fun to show up, and I'm sad
did,
we have to do it virtually this
yeah.
year.
I mean, did you get a chance to walk around then and see other artists and what they do?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that must have been fun too. Did you get a chance to even speak to some of the artists? Because I'd imagine, artist to artist, you might have comments or questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, go
Sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Go ahead, Jake. Help yourself
I
first.
got to meet a couple of like the professional artists. They're like on the main floor of the gym during the market,
Right.
and there's a couple of them that I've gotten to meet and am still really in contact with, and they've been a pretty big inspiration, honestly, for me too. So.
Cool. Dane, you were going to comment as well?
Uh, yes, sir. My dad actually bought a wonderful piece of the American flag, and I'm pretty sure he's still in contact with the artist. They've got so many talented artists. Every one of them is so kind, and it's really fun to talk to them about their process and how they do what they do.
What do I mean, obviously you're ninth grade, young artist. Um, what do you want to do? I mean, where do you want to start your path in life? What do you think is your thing?
That is a good question, sir. I am not fully confident in my path in life. I don't know if I kind of doubt that I'll go into a full artist career.
Mm,
I do like doing art as a hobby, though. I have many hobbies. I do some prop design, I do some videoing, I
cool.
do a little bit of instruments and stuff. So, um, I don't know if I'll pursue it professionally, but yeah, that's a very good question. Thank you.
Well, you have obviously a creative bent, and all the things that you mentioned are in the creative realm. So I mean, maybe that road is kind of broad, but maybe that's a path that you might be good at.
Yes,
Kate, what
sir.
about
Thank you
you?
very much.
Sure, Kate.
Well, I really would love to be a graphic designer. I think that would be so much fun. That's been a dream of mine for a long time. I don't know whether that would be like freelance or if I would work with a company, but really anything would be awesome. But I'd also love to have photography as like a part of my business or
Hmm.
a part of my job. So that would be super cool. Like sports photography, I think is so much
Right.
fun. So,
Oh yeah, I would think, especially if you love sports. It sounded like
right.
you started with lacrosse and then you went to softball. So I mean, um, it's
Yeah.
definitely sports photography, like food photography and portrait photography are very different from each other, and it does take
Right.
a talent to do those things. Um,
Yes.
and you really got to love it to be able to capture, I think, the right
Right.
moments and have a camera that can shoot 100 shots before you get that one really good sports shot, maybe.
Right. Yes,
Um,
sir.
right. So what so now that pretty much um, what do you think you'd want to do next as far as artwork goes, Kate? I know calligraphy, photography. What would be next year's? I know we haven't even started this year's yet, but what do you think would be your next project go?
Probably really the same stuff. I really enjoy what I'm doing, and I don't really think I would make any other changes. If anything, I would add other pieces or other elements.
Okay,
But I think I'm going to stick with calligraphy and photography right now.
cool. And Dane, what about you?
I may add sort of a mixed bag, if you will. I
Hmm.
have I've been working on my computer. I'm working on some prints right now, combining some of my characters into a scene. Unfortunately, I can't sell the props I actually make because that's not legal, but
Uh,
um, because I don't own the rights to them. But I think I'll
right.
continue with the stickers, prints, and maybe a couple of my photos. I also like to do photography in both video games and in real life.
Cool. Yeah, actually, I did notice that on your Instagram. You do video game photography. How do you do that?
Yes, sir. I mainly focus on a game called Forza Horizon 4. I love cars racing. I have, in the basement, I've kind of set up a little steering wheel thing with the pedals and all that. Love racing.
Wow.
So I just take the opportunities to capture those cool moments when you swinging around the curve at 100 miles an hour in your car and you can just capture that moment.
Wow.
So it's really fun to do that.
One would think that you'd almost want to do that in a VR setting, right?
Yes, sir. My cousin actually put me in his VR thing, and it's a little bit nauseous going that fast. And
Yes, it would be.
but
I
yeah.
just bought the Oculus Quest for my son, and I had to set up an area for him so then he wouldn't bump into the walls. Because when you're moving around in that, you have no idea where you are. And I had to actually set up a tactile area for him so that if he steps off it, he knows he's going into a wall or something. So yeah, and
Yes,
that
sir.
can be a little. I tried it on, and it just, yeah. I'd like to be in there for a little longer, but he took it back. He's like, Dad, no, it's fine. Um, cool. So do you guys want to, Kate? Do you want to share anything else about your experience with the artist market that maybe you'd like to share with people and other
Um,
students for that matter?
Gosh, I don't know. Just that it's a super fun atmosphere, and like if there is any students from Wesleyan listening to this right now, or when it comes out, I guess, um, that I would encourage you to do it because at first I was kind of scared to do it
Hmm.
because I only saw like high schoolers doing it, and I did it in middle school.
Right. Right.
But it's super fun, and it's fun to meet people, talk to people, and just like get appreciation for your work. So I would encourage anybody to do it.
That's cool. And I especially appreciate being a business person, the fact that you set up a website to sell your own stuff. As an entrepreneur, that's a great thing to do and a great experience, I think.
Yes,
Dane,
it
what?
was super fun to
Yeah, I
do
would
that.
think, right? And still more to come, I'm sure.
Yes, learned a lot from that for sure.
Dane, what about you?
Actually, on the point of the website, I one aspect of this artist market that I've enjoyed, we as artists actually get to set up our own little web page that we can kind of show what we're about. We get a description, we get to have our banner, our colors everywhere to show, you know, what we're about as an artist. And I think that's another aspect that they previously didn't have in the artist market, and it adds to it in a way.
Yeah, after speaking to Gina Solomon and some of the other women that guide the Wesleyan Artist Market, I think this is definitely, even though they were forced to do a virtual artist market because of the pandemic, this is something that they realize they do want to keep. And it does expand that exposure for the artists, not only, student artists, but certainly the professional artists. Um, so it's a great place for people that cannot come to the artist market to be able to see what's going on. So it's kind of neat that way. Um, so we've been talking to Kate Adent and Dane Scott, students at the Artist Market, Wesleyan Artist Market, that opens April 20.
I got it.
Go ahead.
April 22nd through 29th. It's 1 week of shopping, and it's at www.wesleyan dot Wesleyan Artist Mar. I mean, sorry, let me start over.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
April 22nd through 29th. It's a week of shopping. Early shopping is available for those who sponsor the event,
Right.
and it is www.artistmarket.wesleyanschool.org.
Excellent. You'd be a great co-host. Good, good, good. Thanks for helping out there.
Thank you.
So we've been talking to some great artists here, and I think they're gonna whatever they do in the future will be exciting for them. Um, and listen, if you want to follow them, actually, Kate, where can they follow you on social
I have
media
an
wise?
Instagram and a Facebook, and both of them are just at Kate Prince.
Okay, and Dane.
Yes, if you want to see more of my work, I'd be happy to show you. It's at Dane underscore Scott 19.
Excellent. All right. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you being with me. Hope everyone enjoyed this and looking at the artwork of these kids. But definitely check out the Wesleyan Artist Market in the student section because there are other students as well there too, and the professional artists that have been curated and juried for this. So check that out. Be a good show.